Hi, Jill here, and today I wanted to show you a little bit about working with unmounted stamps. I'm on the design team for Posh Rubber Stamps, have been for some time, and they're now with a new company called I Break for Rubber Stamps. Awesome company, really good quality red rubber. So when you purchase your stamps from them, they come on a big sheet. It's actually 8.5 by 11 sheet of rubber, and you need to follow a few easy steps to get your stamps ready to go. So I thought I'd walk you through that today. So this is actually two different sets I'm working with, the new Asian sets, and I'm going to show you this tea kettle and how I mount it, and like I said, give you some tips. So I've already started cutting them before I thought it would be a good idea to do a video, so sorry about that, or I'd show you the whole sheet. You're going to just need some basic things. Obviously your rubber. You're going to want a sheet of easy mount, and I'll discuss this. And you're going to need a good pair of scissors for cutting your rubber. I like my Tim Holtz scissors, and I also like Kai scissors. These are actually for cutting bonsai trees, was the original use. And they have a nice sharp blade, and then obviously these have that nice serrated blade. So either type of scissors works best. When you're dealing with your rubber, I like to isolate the one piece of rubber from the sheet like I've done here, and here's a few others that I have that I had started. When you're looking at your rubber, there's a few things you don't want to do. When you're cutting it, you don't want to cut too close to your image, but you don't want to cut too far out that you leave pieces of rubber that leave what's called a halo of ink when you stamp your rubber. So it's really good to find that happy medium there. Another thing I want to show you that you don't want to do is undercut your stamps. And what I mean by undercut is we're going to use this big blank piece of rubber here to show you. It's when you cut your rubber and you actually cut it under the image. And obviously I'm not going to wreck my image, but look how that's cut. I hope you can see that. So you want to be careful about that. You want to hold your scissors straight up and down as much as you can when you're cutting. When I'm using the Tim Holtz scissors, I like to put the actual words inside. I don't know why, it just cuts the best for me that way. So again, all I do is cut around the image, being careful not to leave too much, but again, not getting too close. And I like to get into these little areas, and again, as straight up and down as you can. And you can always come in and trim this later. That's another one of those nice things about this. You don't have to get it right the first time. You can take an X-Acto knife and come in. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. Now, we're just going to use this one image, but I do want to show you, ideally you're going to start with the whole sheet of easy mount, or you might have scraps, whatever works for you. But I use the whole sheet when I'm mounting big sheets of rubber. It has two sides. Here's your sticky side, which is where all the writing is. And then this is not your sticky, this is your cling side. So be sure to stick it to the right side. You'll be disappointed if you stick it to the cling. So you just peel this back and that reveals the sticky. So what I've done is, like I said, I had gotten into, there's two sheets here. I had gotten into them, haven't cut them all, but I started. And I go ahead and I cut out all the images and I lay them down on the sheet to get best use of my sheet of easy mount. With this one, we're just going to do the one. Okay, so we'll reveal that sticky part, and this is just for an example a sheet that I've already started, probably going to waste a little. Okay. Now at this point you could just cut your image out yourself with your scissors. I like to go ahead and run a little bit of clear embossing ink along my scissors if I'm just cutting out a few images, because this is really sticky. But I'm actually going to use a hot knife to cut this out. It makes it so much easier. So my hot knife is not on. So I'm just going to show you this method. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we'll use Versamark ink pad and the Kai scissors, and again, just set it in there. You can use any clear embossing ink that you want, and you're still going to get your scissors gooky, and I just use Goo Gone to clean them off. But again, we're going to come in with the same technique. Now I'm going to get the image out of here so you don't have to watch me fumble. Okay, so again, you don't want to undercut. So you'll just go ahead and cut around your image the same exact way. Now, if you have a big sheet, of course you can go ahead and lay the whole sheet down and cut it rubber and foam all at once. But I find it so much easier just to do them separate. And if you have little extra bits of foam, not a big deal. Again, I think you'd rather have more than less of that. Okay. Now the hot knife makes it easier because it just slices through this foam like butter. And you just line it up straight with your image and just trace it along the same way that you're doing with the scissors. I plugged my hot knife in, but it actually was turned off. But that is okay because, again, you don't have to have a hot knife. So I throw out my scraps, peel off the backing, and now you are all ready. Now my block is dirty. I'm sorry about that. To just go ahead and stick it on your clear mount and use it. And then the other thing that I use is the lightweight stamp storage panels. And they come in a pack of 5. And so I'll label my set up top with a Sharpie and stick it down. And again, it doesn't come off. Now, if you want to, you could also use your Sharpie and label the back of the easy mount. It's not going to affect your stamp at all. So look at that. It's all ready to go. So you just do that with the whole sheet or whatever images that you've selected, and you're all set. Now, with I Break for Stamps, just remember to use a coupon code because you can save yourself 10%. Now, I just scribbled this down, but this is the coupon code you want to use. It's SAVE10 Jill, my name, SAVE10 JIL. That'll get you 10% off of your order with I Break for Stamps. So be sure to use that and save yourself a little bit of money. So don't be afraid to use unmounted stamps. They work perfectly, and they are so easy to store. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.